Welcome to Rift Lab, episode 2. I am your host, Ogul, also known as David, joined by my co-host, Sam. How you doing, Sam?
What up, guys? Doing well, man. How about
Doing
you?
great. Doing great. Looking excited. We're excited for the pre-riffs coming up. I think
Dude,
as of recording, pre-riffs are the pre-riff we're going to is on Saturday. So we record on Thursdays. So it's another day or two. But I am very excited to get started on that. Do you have any hopes for what you want to play at the pre-rift?
dude, I'm hoping to play probably Jace. There's a lot of gear in Vendetta, so I feel like I have a high probability of pulling gear, and so I feel like his legend will be relevant. Um, Other than that, man, I mean, I'm used to doing a lot of um they weren't called pre-riffs, but basically like pre-releases for like Vanguard, and I'm kind of used to like building a deck on the fly and like the tried and true to get those packs. It's just like play low to the ground stuff, weenie rush, just try to like finish the game as fast as possible. So that's gonna be my plan for pre-rift.
Yeah, I mean, with Magic, it was the same, just doing pre releases. And I think the way this game does it is pretty cool, given that each legend has its own pre built on top of the packs you get, which is pretty sick. I don't know what
Yeah,
I personally want to run. I think aggro strategies are relatively the easiest for sure, though. So, that
yeah,
might be kind of where I lean towards. Of course, depends on what I end up pulling in the what legend I end up getting.
yeah,
Honestly, I want Kennen just so I don't have to pull Kennen later on. But
yeah.
I don't know if Kennen would be the best in pre-riffs just because he's a little
A little hard to
a
enable.
little demanding.
Yeah, yeah. I
But
mean, we're
yeah,
we're both we're both control players at heart, I think.
for the most
Or
part,
like,
yeah.
and
For the most part, yeah.
but yeah, I'm gonna buy a couple pre-rips because I just want to get Akali already, so I can start like getting the build
Yeah,
online.
I know we're hoping to do as many. We're trying to do one with our locals and then
Yeah,
trying to get some extra if they allow us to do in-house one. So that should be
yeah.
fun. But let's get to the topic of today's video. We've gotten at this point everything has been revealed pretty much. And instead of doing kind of a big review of all the cards or something like that, we wanted to do our
Because we would never do that.
we would never do that. That might be a little too long. I don't know. Maybe in the future. But
Yeah.
well, what I wanted to do today is take our top 5 picks between I guess it'll be 10, since it's my top 5 picks and Sam's top 5 picks for the upcoming set Vendetta. This isn't purely based on power, I would say. So it's not
No.
what we think is the absolute strongest. It's just more so cards that we find to be exciting and probably really fun as we go into the set. Things we want to see and how we want to see it played.
Totally. I'll give you a little sneak peek.
Mhm.
I have a card in there purely for the art.
That's fair. That's fair. I think
Yeah.
especially with all the alt arts and stuff, where
Yeah.
those are always exciting to look forward to.
Yeah.
But do you want to kick it off?
Oh, dude, I would love to. All right, so guys, David and I have no idea what is on each other's list. So I'm kind of anticipating at least one or two cards will overlap, but you never know.
Mhm.
Um, who should I reveal first? I think I'm gonna go. I think first card is gonna be a gear. It's yellow. It's a 2-drop, baby. We're talking about Glowstone. I think Glowstone is such a meme, dude. And I actually think it has viable strategy too. I love the idea of committing to hot potato with your opponent, and whoever wants to take that grenade, just take it. You're because once you're in there, dude, you are committed to trading it every single turn.
Dude, absolutely. This card is bonkers. I think
Yeah,
I want to see what happens with this card. I know I've seen some people toying around with it in Kennen.
yeah,
So they toss that in there with some seals, and essentially you refuse to play the game, or the game of hot potato because you will always pass with the seals, and you can always empower it through some other means. I know there was some like blue stuff with the other or gear that empowers the
I know what you're talking about. It's hold on. Let me go. I just gotta
the
go look.
Hextech formula. I knew it was
Yes.
Hextech something. So there was some fun stuff with that where it was like you just use Hextech formula on your turn to always empower it and give it to your opponent. That's another way to essentially pass the potato around without you going down in runes while your opponent continues to stay taxed. And if they, and if they can't pay for it, 5 damage is a lot.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
It's 5 damage to everything, right?
Yeah. It is.
To all, yeah. At the end of the turn, kill this and deal 5 damage to all units you control. That is like, you just take over.
A big blow.
That's a board wipe.
It in most cases that is a board wipe unless you're playing against like a big unit deck. That is probably a board wipe. I absolutely love this card. I think it's a great meme. I really want to see it top. I want to see a Glowstone deck.
Dude, I don't know if we actually want to see a Glowstone deck top. I don't know if I want to. We live in a world where, I mean, I played like this card, Backpack Ezreal, right? Yeah. And a bit of Backpack Pike, right? But like, I don't know if I want to see this go crazy. Like, just imagine passing it over, or because there's been these talks of like, not really talks, but there's been people playing like Control Cannon. I don't know if they play the Glowstone stuff, but I know they play backpacks and stuff, which is so like, who knows where this card could go. It is an incredible tax piece though.
Like, yes, I really like it. I feel like you could see like Control Luck or like Renata maybe use it too. Heck, you could even play it in Ivern if you really wanted to, man. Yeah. Dude, yeah, it'll be certainly cool.
Absolutely. You want to know like the best part? I'm pretty sure there's an insane combo with Glowstone and Heimer.
Really?
Yeah. It's just, check this out, right? So yeah. Heimer, let me pull him up. So what Heimer does, the blue Heimer. So Heimer has all the tap abilities of all friendly legends, units, and gear, right? And then Glowstone, obviously you disempower this, choose a player, and they gain control. Now, you empower the Heimer through like Hextech formula, and then you tap him, and then you give your opponent Heimer. Boom.
Oh, boom. Interesting. Okay. Wow.
Does it do anything? Not at all.
No, yeah. Is it cool?
Is it sick? You give your opponent Heimer, shake my hand. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Funny. That's funny.
But aside from that, though, I think this card is very funny, and I'm excited to see what actually ends up happening with it. I hope there is a deck dedicated to the plan, though. That'd be really funny to see.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Okay. Do I bring out my?
Let's see. Yeah, let's see your first
pick.
Okay,
so my first one. Who should I pick? Who should I pick? I think we'll go with one of the obvious ones, at least from amongst our group. We've talked about it a ton. Yeah. I love this type of archetype in other games that I've played. If you're a Magic head, you would understand Relentless Rats. Okay. For me, though, in this game, though, it's going to be Spiderling. Nice. Your deck can have any number of cards named Spiderling. This is just a fun card. You have like 20 Spiderlings. I know people are messing around with like, it's like 20 Spiderlings and a bunch of other spells to round out the rest of the cards you need. And like Teemo, I think that people are messing with this. I know that there was like, I was trying to figure out, I didn't go too deep into figuring it out just yet, but I was trying to figure out potentially playing this with Zed and the I believe there's the riches card that allows you to play stuff from your trash. So
Okay.
like some sort of weird endless riches Spiderling idea that I was going. It might be a little bad, but off the top of my head, that was one of the first things that I thought about. I was like, this might be pretty funny to do with
Yeah.
Zed, or pretty much I guess any purple red realistically, but Zed lets you kind of discard cards and stuff like that.
Totally.
But I think Spiderlings are just super fun. Like the idea
Yeah.
of making massive spiders. The only thing I'm sad about the Spiderlings is that the Spiderlings are restricted to only powering themselves up when they are in the same spot.
Yeah.
So you can't like move one in the other, or like if you're controlling them in separate battlefields, they're only buffing the ones within those battlefields. If you have them all in the base, then they're all like huge together if you have a bunch. But I mean, I guess that might have made them a little crazy if they could buff each other everywhere. And who knows? Maybe we would have seen a spider infestation in the meta. Who probably not, but
No.
but it'd be hilarious to see.
I think if these cards were, I'm gonna brainstorm real quick and pitch how they could make that card actually broken. I think it would need to be like a 1 or 2 drop, and they would need to get the buff anywhere. And I think that's actually like really, really cool. Like I think that would actually like kind of slap. But like at a 3 cost, instead you're not pumping these out. I mean, you're not pumping these out.
Yeah, you know what they need to print. They need to print a spell directly from Magic. It's an artifact called a Thrumming Stone, and this was a card that's commonly used with these. You can have any number of this card effect. Spells you control have Ripple 4. What Ripple 4 does is whenever you play a spell, you may reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may play any revealed cards with the same name as that spell without playing their mana cost.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that
there
would
would
be
be
nuts.
it would be a crazy combo where like each one you reveal continues to play more, basically. And it would make it so that you get all your guys out like almost instantly. I think something like that would be funny
Yeah, I could
in
totally
this
see them
game,
yeah, I could
but
see them doing something like reveal top 5, everything with the like
with
list. You name a
name a
tag, and like
tag. Oh yeah, I
yeah,
guess you may play anything with. Yeah, stuff like that would be funny to just kind of like really lean into this archetype. But we probably won't see much more into this archetype outside of this. But I love this card. I love the archetype in general. So I'll probably be playing it if I'm able to put something together in time.
we're gonna crowdfund the Spiderling deck. I'm sure we're all gonna hand.
We
But
need
with my Spiderling,
promo Nexus Knight Spiderlings, all 20,
dude,
all
totally
39.
fine. Max rarity Spiderling,
Max
oh my
rarity
gosh,
Spiderlings, exactly.
amazing.
But yeah, let's get on to the next card. What do you got for me?
Yep. All right, number 2. Let's see. All right, all right. You and I are both Aurora enjoyers. So, I think we're both kind of on the Jace Aurora idea train. I think we're both like playing with it and like testing it and like getting ready for it. So, I am super excited for Temporal Breach.
And
I
that
think
is gonna
Temporal.
be hate to cut you off.
Oh, go
That's
ahead.
gonna be our first. That's gonna be our first double here because I also
go.
have Temporal Breach on my list.
Let's go.
I was actually gonna say Temporal Breach first before Spiderling, but I decided to talk about Spiderling instead.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean,
go
it's
ahead,
Spiderling.
keep going. We both got Temporal Breach on our list, so that's one of our doubles.
That's one of our doubles. One of many, maybe.
Maybe who knows? We seem to have pretty similar tastes in our decks here. So
That's because we're good at the game.
I'd like to believe we
right.
are. But then we're also
yeah.
Aurora players, so who knows? But yeah, continue.
Yeah, I mean, Temporal Breach, banish a unit and then its owner plays it at the same location, ignoring its costs. I think this card has crazy value. I actually did a play while testing a different blue deck where I had a sprite on board, and when temporary procced, I reacted with my hidden Temporal Breach, bypassing temporary. I also think blinking a Elder Dragon with Temporal Breach is huge. I mean, just think about it. That's another board wipe right there. Yeah, this card is nuts. I think it helps with a lot. Helps with a lot.
Definitely. I think you pretty much hit all the stuff for the most part. The blinking, blinking Elder Dragon is just gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah.
Being able to blink your opponent's creatures,
Yeah.
to kind of like slow them down a bit if you absolutely need to.
Yeah, like remove buffs on them or something.
Remove
Totally.
buffs, yeah. You go through an entire chain of buffs and debuffs, and then you just go, I'm gonna bounce him, he's back to being a vanilla. Get screwed. I also love the interaction with Rockfall Path. So
Yes.
the
Yeah.
Rockfall Path units can't be played here. If you end up in a situation where your opponent brings in like a big guy or something that's like testing Rockfall Path, and you have your Temporal Breach hidden, you can simply Temporal Breach their guy. And because Rockfall Path says that units can't be played here, essentially what Temporal Breach reads as is banish target creature, because your opponent can no longer play it there. It's illegal. It's essentially an illegal play if they were to. So the unit just stays banished, which is kind of crazy. I want to see this card in other blue decks, not just in Aurora. I hope it's played elsewhere, because I think like when you look at other cards that were like it beforehand, Thrill of the Hunt, right? That card is crazy. I think that card is absolutely insane. It's one of the best cards in the game. The only thing that's limiting it, like in my opinion, it's one of the best cards in the game. The only thing that's limiting it is the fact that it's a Rengar signature spell. I think if it wasn't a signature spell, you'd see that everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you'd see that so much more.
Signature spell is nuts. Yeah, absolutely nuts. Totally.
Yeah, without that restriction, I think you'd see that. Right? I think Thrill of the Hunt is just one of the sickest cards ever, especially for its colors. And then I want to see Temporal Breach be played kind of crazy too. It's just I think the only thing that will stop it is the fact that it's a slow spell otherwise.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, ideally you're hiding it, but
Ideally you're hiding it, yeah. But I think if this spell had reaction.
Oh, dude, if this spell had reaction, I think this is like easily like a $35 card. Easily. I don't think it'll be a $35 card as is, but like I could be wrong.
Yeah, because I mean, like if you look at Thrill of the Hunt, right, only banishes friendly units,
Right.
but it is also at reaction speed.
Yeah.
So like, I just think like if there was just a mix of these two cards just slammed together, it'd be such a sick card. But yeah, Temporal Breach is one of the cards I'm mostly excited for, mainly because we're both trying to play Jace Aurora, so to some extent, so we're that card's just insane.
I'm testing it in Gnosis too.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of like it in Gnosis for that Rockfall Path interaction actually, because Gnosis likes to go slow. So like I don't want people playing shit into battlefields, and like this is like basically free removal. But yeah, so yeah, totally agree. This card is phenomenal. It's definitely gonna be a marquee card for the set.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm excited to see where this card ends up going. But I guess with that,
you should do the next reveal.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, we had a double, but
yeah, we had a double. Okay, yeah, I can go next. So my next card is one that, to be honest, I might even not end up playing myself because of the decks I'm looking towards playing. But this is a card that I'm very excited for, just to see how it ends up going. I want to see where this card is crazy. because of the potential interactions with it. And I think this card might be crazy in 2v2s.
Okay.
So my card is Gangplank.
Oh, dude, I was hoping you would pick Gangplank. Okay.
So
Let's go.
Gangplank, 6 energy, 6 might. He has the empower for 2 orange power. If a spell or ability chooses me, would stun me. Sorry. If a spell or ability that chooses me would stun me, give me a minus might, or return me to hand, give me +3 instead. Once it's empowered. This card has the potential to be bonkers crazy. You can in blue orange like some if there were some crazy like mid-range Jace type of lists, you could stupefy your Gangplank, and instead of a -1, stupefy essentially reads +3 draw card once you're empowering Gangplank, right? Or in 2v2s, if your teammate has like a blue deck and you're running something like some variation of orange, you can just not Yi because it's banned now, right? But I would have said Yi. You can go, hey, I'm gonna stupefy my guy, give him +3, I draw a card. Now he's immediately a 9, plays around Starcross technically. If you can empower him before, I think like the only caveat is that you have to empower him before you get to Starcross him. But
I think orange seals are good. Like I don't think every color needs to run their seals.
mhm.
And just to quickly chime in here, because I agree with you. You have to pay the empower cost. I think not every color needs to play seals, but I think orange is in a good position to play their seals. So I don't think it's hard to pay for this.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. I'm excited to see where he goes. I think like people, despite Yi rotating out from being best ofs, not really rotating out of the set or anything. I think this card is just, everybody's been saying he has only gotten stronger, and I think this is one of those cards that'll help him be
Totally.
like get there too. I'm surprised. I'd be surprised if people don't run at least 1 or 2.
Yeah, I think I feel like in orange, Rengar is a staple, and I think Gangplank should be a staple. Maybe not 3, but definitely 2, 1 to 2. Totally agree.
Yeah, I think I really like this Gangplank part, and who knows, maybe he just ends up being like a guy that's like, maybe people find out it is in fact too hard to empower him. Like maybe there is. I can definitely understand a world where it just becomes too difficult to get him empowered and going, but like, I don't know. I'm excited to see where he ends up. He's probably one of my favorite cards of the set right now.
Yeah, phenomenal pick. Totally agree with everything you said. I was specifically going to call out the stupefy play if you didn't, but yeah, it's a very obvious play. Yeah, totally. Should I jump into my next pick?
Yeah, give us the next one.
All right. All right. Who to pick? I think I'm going to save my art pick for last because I don't think you're going to pick it.
Okay.
So let's go with we're gonna go with Wind and Ghosts. Wind and Ghosts is a purple spell. Action: choose a unit at a battlefield. If it has 3 or less might, banish it. Otherwise, return it to its owner's hand. This card is nuts. In case purple didn't need more removal, this card is like an upgraded Gust, because if they can't just increase their might to avoid this effect. Love this card.
Yeah, I think like my only issue with Wind and Ghosts, I love this card too. This is probably one of the cards that I saw as it was being revealed. I looked at it, I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
My only stuff that, like, my only thing that against it is just the fact that because it's at the same cost as Starcrossed, the balance between how many of these spells you're playing kind of changes. So I do wonder how some of these lists are fitting which. because I think some lists were already going down to 2 star-crossed in
Mhm.
certain cases. So like if they're going down to 2, are they playing one of this? Are they playing 2 of this and one of the other? Where is it at? Do you still play Gust? Like where are people at? Because I think the big thing about Gust is the fact that it costs so low,
Mm,
right?
fair. Yeah.
So I think finding the balance between these cards is going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But otherwise, I think this card is great. I think this card should have been the reason that Starcross gets a ban.
Totally. We were
Just
before the ban list was revealed. We were speculating a lot.
yeah,
Totally. I also think I want to like chime in there on like the balance aspect of this card, like how to fit it in. I know I saw a lot of lists that I liked where they would run like 3-star crossed and a rebuke, and like I like this card more than rebuke because it deramps me one less, and in my mind I would totally run 4 copies of star crossed if I was allowed. So I wouldn't mind running one of this in that slot.
that yeah, that's actually a really good point. I think
Yeah.
like this taking the rebuke slot makes absolute sense for me. For sure.
Yeah, totally.
It's you're essentially paying the same thing. It's just you're converting the second power for rebuke to a third energy instead.
Yeah.
Is the
And
way I
who
kind of
wouldn't do
see
that?
it. But
Yeah.
yeah. You get to you deramp less and yeah. This card's really sick. It would be even more insane if it was a reaction, but unfortunately we only get it at an action.
Yeah. I think that's okay. I think that's
I
okay.
think that's okay. And I think that's okay. For the sake of non-purple players' brains, I think that's okay.
Yeah, totally.
But anything else about this card before we get into the next one?
No, take it away. Let's see your next pick, bro.
All right. So my next pick is another creature, Kerox.
What did you call me?
Oh, my bad. My bad. My bad. So Kerox, right? He's a 6 energy. He costs 6 energy and 2 purple power to empower. When it becomes empowered, choose an opponent, they burn 3, and then you may do this. Choose a unit from their trash and play it ignoring its cost. I
Okay.
think this card is low-key bad, but I have a dream where you can play this card and then there's Tornado Warrior, which is another one of the newer cards, who is a hidden 3 energy, 3 might unit. When you play me from face down, you may empower something here, disempower it at the end of turn. So you can reaction speed, empower Kerox, force your opponent to burn 3, resurrect the guy on your side of the field and bring him into your battlefield if like they're pushing into Kerox. I think there's some like nutty like reanimation stuff that can be done with this card, and I've seen some people try to fit it in some lists and I haven't had the chance to like test it because I've kind of been holding, like I haven't been doing as much testing as the others, just because I just really want to play paper. I have a hard time like grinding out simulator matches. I'll get my fix in, but it's definitely to a much lower extent than some of the others. But this, like, just that interaction alone, just makes me want to like play this because it's like you could do this, and then you can like if you have like another Tornado Warrior in your trash, and you play like Heedless Resurrection on the well, no, actually it wouldn't work, but I was getting a little too far ahead of myself. I was gonna say Heedless Resurrection Tornado Warrior to the other Tornado Warrior, but I don't believe you could do that because it needs to be played from face down. But even if you can't do that, I think like Tornado Warrior alone makes this card somewhat playable. And I don't know. I there's something there. I want to see it happen. Will it be? Will it be super good? Probably not. It's just so expensive. This is like my Timmy card. This is a card that if I was a little kid, I'd slam in every deck because he looks cool. The art is amazing. I love the art for Kerox. He looks so sick. The Shadow Isles themselves is like my favorite League of Legends like area lore wise and stuff. So, you know, as a Thresh player, right? Like just the whole vibe about it. This card seems really cool to me. I hope that some stuff is. I hope that people find a way to break it. I won't be the one to find that because I'm just not that type of guy. But I I hope people find a way to break it so that I can play it.
Dude, you could probably play this in Mel. Because of how expensive he is, you need the Hextech formula to empower it for free.
If I have to play Mel to play Kerox, oh man.
I mean that obviously you have other blurple options like Ezreal, but like
I don't know if
just
I play.
off
I don't, yeah, I don't know if
no,
I do this
exactly.
in Ezreal, but
exactly. Dude, if mark our words.
Hey,
My boy's excited for Kerox. If there's a Mel Kerox list out there,
I'll have to build it. I'll have to build it. I'll have to build it. As much as I don't want to play Mel, if there's a Mel Kerox list, I'll just have to build it. Unfortunately, yeah, I think this card and just reanimator stuff in general, I'm really excited for. So this card just kind of once it came out, I was like, damn, this kind of sucks, but I'm excited for it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
All right, give me your next one, dude. Give me your next one. I think we're up to your fifth, no, or your fourth.
Fourth.
Fourth. Okay. So we still got two more to go. Well, two more from you, one more from me.
Right. Yeah. All right. I mean, I felt obligated to pick one of these. We're gonna go with green Akali. She's a 4-drop, 4 might unit. Akali silent. I can't be chosen by enemy spells and abilities unless I'm in combat. When I move to a battlefield, give me +2 this turn. This, pardon my French, bitch is crazy, dude. She goes so hard. I have been rattling my brain for 5-6 weeks. No, it's probably less. Probably like days, actually. Probably like 2 weeks. I'm hyping it up too much. But yeah, I finally landed on Green Akali over Red Akali, and I did a lot of testing with Red Akali. But David called it out in like our very first unreleased video that will never be released.
Yeah, you'll probably see it in shorts in some way of short form. It just ended up being a very long video and pretty. I don't know. There was some stuff that we needed to fix. It was a rough cut. It was a rough cut to say the least. But
I
either
love
way,
us having an unreleased video. By the way,
hey,
the unreleased episode is always hype in anything.
That's fair. That's fair. But I can say I called it.
No, he called it.
We might put a little. I might just edit in like a flashback.
Do you think is that more valuable to you than doing Akali shenanigans with the red one?
Yes.
Okay.
I think playing like a creature that makes it so that your opponent cannot interact with it up until it wants you to interact with it. Yeah. Is like super valuable.
Better.
Is super valuable.
I'm gonna test it. Tonight.
Like I think.
End of flashback.
Dude, yeah, like the little SpongeBob flash.
Yeah. I might just add that in. But yeah, continue. Take it away with this card.
Yeah, today, dude, I was testing this deck, and she was my chosen, and dude, pulling her out on turn 2 feels bad when you're tapping out. But you know what makes it feel so much better? She can't be chosen. You can't touch this card until I'm ready for you to touch this card. And I had her go. She was like an 18 might unit into the battlefield for the 8th point. It was awesome. Yeah, this card is nuts. She's the main chosen champion for Akali. And I like the base art more than the alt art because she got back tattoos. All right, go ahead, David.
hey, I can't blame you for that. Yeah. Akali, I think yes. Back when we were looking at the reveals and stuff, this is the version of Akali that I was like, this might be the one to play, depending on your build. I think, and I mean, I haven't tested Akali as much. I think green Akali builds and red Akali builds are relatively different. I do think there's a spot for the red Akali, in something that kind of takes more advantage of using her movability. But I think if you just want a solid list that plays into most stuff, I think this Akali is just so good. Like it's so safe. It's absolutely so safe. you can stack that +2 multiple times a turn. If you're able to get to the point where you're able to retreat her back with the legend ability on Akali. And I think this is the most playable card outside of Akali as well. You're able to play this in like just a solid Aurelia creature. Pretty much any green deck might want to run her. I
totally
Yeah.
agree with you. I think Aurelia can play her. I'm not going to reveal too much, but I want to piggyback on what you said about her what was it? Her style not meshing well with red. I'm not going to reveal too much. I have a deck list video coming for you guys, but I'm actually running both Akalis in the deck list, but Red Akali is sideboard. I think they both proc very healthily off of move triggers. I just think Red Akali is a lot better if you're going second and you have a specific battlefield. So she's part of like a sideboard game plan, especially with the increased sideboard. But yeah, I love it.
Okay.
Love this stuff.
Yeah, I haven't, you guys, I haven't seen the deck list either, so I haven't tested
We like
against
to
it
surprise each
or
other.
anything like that. So I don't even know. I don't know what this is either. So I'm also looking forward to see how this is how the list is played. I'm just glad that he landed on Green Akali because that means I was right.
He was right. Hey, you gotta give it it's where it's due, man. You were totally right. You called it. You're like, she can't be targeted. She gets a +2 every time she was into a battlefield. That shit's broken. And I was like, I know, kind of like red to like pew pew, but like no, she's cracked. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think both cards are sick. So I'm glad that she has two like just worthwhile champions in my opinion. Maybe it's not like super broken, but I think they're just all they're both solid. They're both solid all around. But yeah, this card out of the two is my favorite. I'm excited that you picked this one out of the two. So
Yeah.
we'll see where this card ends up as the set goes on and we get into like RQ season and stuff like that.
Yeah, John.
Yeah.
Let's see your next pick, brother.
My last card, and this one might be a surprise to you,
Okay.
is
Well,
actually
I mean, after the last one, I'm expecting anything at this point.
I guess I did have some. I did have some random ones. So my last card is actually Up from the Deep.
Okay.
This is the spell. It's a 3 energy spell. Play 2 1 might tentacle units from Bilgewater.
I like this.
And then it has flow for 3 as well. I think this card is going to be insane in your pre-rifts, by the way. This is going to be if you pull this card, you can play it. I think it's a very playable card. I also think this card is just solid overall. What were you going to say?
I was telling them to write it down for their free. I was like,
write
write that down.
Write that down. Yeah. But I think I think this card is just super good utility wise. Like this is one of those cards where I'm excited for to see played because I just think it's solid. I think it's a really good like if you're going second and this is the only thing you play is not that bad. You don't have to deramp to play your like champions or something like that. You get 2 dudes, then you get another 2 dudes after. It's purple Sprite Burst. And I think everybody likes Sprite Burst. Like I just think this card is going to have so much utility and it's actually going to see a lot more play than people might be looking at right now.
Totally agree. I was debating making 2 of my top 5 cards, this and Alawi. So like, I love token. I love token decks. I'm a big token guy. I'm like, yeah, let me just tap my stuff, generate a bunch of guys. Yeah. So I like this pick. I'm glad you picked this card. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see how this goes. I'm looking forward to hopefully pulling this card in my pre-riffs. And then just kind of go turn 2, get the tentacles, turn 3, get the tentacles, just start throwing things everywhere, see how it plays. But I think this card in like in even like a cannon deck might be really solid.
For bodies.
Yeah, just to get some early bodies while you set up the rest of your plays. Like turn 2, you can play this and like a stack deck, and you continue to set yourself nice. Instead of going like if you feel like you need to like turn 2 but you don't want to deramp 1 to play your cannon, You can like, there's some options for this card that I think is gonna end up running nicely in a lot of decks. So this is definitely one of my favorites going into the set, and I'm looking forward to see where it ends up.
I like it. Should I fire off the last one?
Go for it. We're on to our last one.
All right. Purely for the art. I'm a big D&D guy. I really like bards in D&D. I think they're super cool and they're just fun to play. So when I saw this card, the first thing I thought of was this is a group of bards vibing, and I fucking love it. And I wish there was a full art version. My last pick is a 4-drop 3 might field musicians. When you play me, give a unit 3 might this turn. I just think the art is sick. They're all vibing over there, and it looks like there's like I don't know a war going on behind them. But that's my last pick, guys. I love the art.
Yeah, I mean, this card is sick. The art definitely speaks for itself. I think purely off the art alone, I definitely agree with you. This is probably one of our more favorite cards in terms of just pure art. Even then, the ability feels like it could be cool in some sense, like from like a technical point. When you play me, give a unit +3 this turn. It's not necessarily the worst. I think if this cost 1 less, you'd probably see this played a lot more. Like if this was at like a 3 energy. I think the biggest issue with this card is that it's a 4 energy for 3 might, which isn't that great. And unfortunately you probably won't see this card in a lot of lists. But I think this is a pretty cool card in general. Being able to buff some guy +3 isn't the worst, and having a body for it is like okay.
But it is effectively a 4 for 6. So like there's
essentially
something to be said for that. But yeah, it probably won't get play. But yeah, just a cool card.
I completely agree. I think the art itself is super sick. You gotta get a binder full of field musicians.
Yeah, I'm gonna get at least 9. I need at least 9.
At least a page. Of field musicians would be good.
Yes, sir.
But I think that wraps up our list, right?
Yeah, that was it. Only one dupe.
Only one dupe, and you know what? Let's to get a nice solid 10.
Sure.
Right. Just
You're right. We're at 9.
we're technically at 9, so that we can get a nice solid 10. I think one of the cards that I'm gonna bring up, and this one might be something that you're also playing, is Mournful Witness. It is the 2 energy, 2 power. When a combat that I was in ends empower me, I have +2 when it's empowered. I think this card is sick. The art is so nice. I love the art. And then I think this is such a value play in something like Akali.
Yeah. I was testing Mournful Witness quite a bit in Akali. I ultimately ended up cutting her for speed. I had to make sacrifices for what's the word I want to use? Efficiency. Another honorable mention that's gonna come up in the deck list is Spellsonger. I had to cut that, but yeah, like I think this is an amazing card. I think it's really cool.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I think I mean we can always get to this in another time when we go deeper into like what we're playing. But I think like Spellsonger in general, I do think that was a card that was like it was cute to like test with to see how well it ended up, and then it might be one that ends up getting cut over time from some lists just because people might realize it might not be as good as it initially sounded. But yeah, I think if I were to replace the dupe, I would replace it with Mournful Witness. I just think it seems like a really solid card in some situations, and then getting a potential 4 might for 2 energy seems solid to me, and that art is sick.
I could see it being a 2-drop in Aurelia. I could see it being a 2-drop in Aurelia because with Aurelia having access to purple, it makes moving a lot easier. I feel like the combination of green and red with Akali, you have to be very strategic and specific with your moves because you do not get as many move triggers. But when you have Ride the Wind in your utility belt, I mean, you move whatever
That's
the fuck
fair.
you want.
That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair. That's true. I would like to see if Aurelius ends up running something like this. But yeah, let us know your favorite cards. So, we got a whole bunch of stuff. There's something for everyone in Vendetta. I know there was enough for us to go for all of us to go around. Give us your thoughts on what your favorite cards are, what deck you're looking to play for the next set. Just let us know, talk to us, and make sure to follow us here. Make sure to follow us on the TikTok at Riftslop, TikTok at .riftslop. Any other words to say to the people, Sam?
Man, good luck with the pre-riffs. I hope you guys crush. We'll catch you on the next one.